Clash Royale is in a bad spot. Level 15 was just awful, card evolutions are broken and ruining the game, and there's a huge bottleneck with progression. Today we are going to be addressing some of the biggest issues in Clash Royale and providing solutions. Now, Clash Royale watches my content, so if you guys agree with what I say, leave a like on the video and comment that you agree. If you disagree, do the exact same thing. Comment why you disagree and what they should do differently. Provide solutions because the Clash Royale team looks at that. Let's hop right into it, starting with card evolutions. And I'm going to give credit to this guy on Reddit. This guy made a post and said, evolutions create a disparity between cycle and other decks. By making cards evolve with elixir played instead of cycle, each deck will be able to use them equally, and also without depending on champions, 3-card cycles, increasing deck variety. He then puts this image underneath, and right now this is how card evolutions work. Each evolve card has a card cycle, and this gives fast cycle decks an advantage. Evolutions are powerful. The fact you can cycle to your evolution card faster is an advantage, therefore making the cycle playstyle more powerful. You can see in his example that the faster cycle deck with a champion can get to an evolve firecracker in around 25 elixir, whereas if you have a slower cycle without a champion, it's going to take you more like 33 elixir. As we all know, in Clash Royale, elixir management is a massive key element to winning games, so that extra 10 elixir is a huge deal. It's the reason right now that this Hog Earthquake deck is so popular and why we don't see a ton of Electro Giant or Golem or any kind of beatdown. So what this guy is saying, that instead of having the evolutions be cycle based, it should be elixir spent based. If we go to the second example here, you guys can see that no matter what kind of archetype you play, you're going to hit the evolve firecracker at the same spot because it's done on the amount of elixir you spent, not how many times you can cycle a card. Big props to this guy. This is a fantastic idea and fixes a huge problem inside Clash Royale right now. As well, this guy didn't talk about it, but this also leads to a situation where you can really fine-tune each evolution. A great example of this is the skeletons. The skeletons being a 3 cycle is very weak. You get them maybe once or twice a game and it's just not worth it. But if the skeletons were a 2 cycle, suddenly they're too powerful. Having it cycle based creates a lot of problems, but having it elixir based allows you to really fine-tune the amount of elixir needed for that specific evolution. This solution fixes 2 massive problems and it has very little downside. Next, we're going to talk about the bottleneck in progression. For you guys that do not know, I have multiple accounts. On my main OOfro account, I do crazy chest openings. I spend a ton of money. On my other accounts, I have one that only buys Clash Royale. I have one that is completely free to play. And the reason why I have these multiple accounts is so I can identify problems. A massive problem right now is getting champions. So we are on my Fro Family account. In this account, I only buy the rewards from the Royal tournaments. And since the update for losers, which was 4 months ago, I have only gotten 3 Skeleton Kings out of 20. It is so hard for a free-to-play player to get champions. It is insane. I understand champions are meant to be the rarest rarity, but at this rate, I'm not going to have a level 14 Skeleton King until next year. And even after that, it's going to take me another year to get the 50,000 wildcards needed to get it to level 15. The progression in this game right now is horrendous. You advance through the beginning super easily and then you get to a big paywall. Before this paywall was counteracted by Clash Royale, but because they made the Clash Royale split into 2 and more expensive and less rewards, it has become super hard for players to progress. So that is the problem. There's this huge bottleneck in progression and the solution here is Clash Royale. First of all, they should take away the Diamond Clash Royale. You do not need 2 passes. Instead, have 1 pass. I understand inflation is a thing, so you can keep the 5 $5.99 price tag, but also give us back rewards. I admit, the Book of Books was maybe a little bit too powerful inside the Clash Royale, but instead of a Book of Books, maybe just have 5 Royal Wild chests in the pass instead. And we should also be getting a ton of chests. This way you can still get a high frequency of champions, you get wild cards, which are the most valuable thing in the game, and it's like a good middle ground, where players aren't just maxing their Skeleton King in 1 month, but they should get a steady stream of them to see actual progression. That's what players want, they want to see progression. As well, we are going to talk about level 15. Level 15 is horrendous. No one wanted it, and it doesn't provide anything new. Now me, I take an optimistic point of view. I believe they have a bigger plan for level 15, and there will be a reason for level 15 in the future. But if they do, they really should announce it. They don't have to spoil the update or the surprise, but they can give us messages that lets us know there's a bigger plan in place, give it time and trust. That's all we want as a community, is that communication. Right now, level 15 just looks horrendous, it looks bad, there's no real reason for it, and that's the main complaint. It doesn't add anything to the game, it's just another paywall. But going to my main OOfro account, before the update, I was a fully maxed player. I had 5 million gold, and 2 months after the update, I am down to 2.7 million gold, and I only have 5 cards level 15. Every single day I buy out the shop. I complete every single challenge there is in Clash Royale, and every single Royal tournament I buy the rewards. I also hit Ultimate Champion every season, and I buy the Diamond Pass Royale. I go above and beyond, and I'm not feeling the progression in the game. How a free-to-play player is meant to get 8 cards to level 15, I do not know. I spend a lot of money and I struggle. The solution here is super simple. 50,000 elite wildcards for 1 level 15 cards is too much. They should really lower it to around 20,000. I love this game, I want it to do well, and these changes I believe are for the better. If you agree, leave a like. Maybe you have your own ideas. Again, leave them in the comment section. Supercell, read the comments, and I'll make sure to heart and thumbs up the comments that are good ideas.